May sees the temperatures warming nicely as we're hurtling towards summer. And in today's video, May week 2 is the perfect time to plant out 2 of our favourite summer vegetables and a brand new vegetable to myself and Mrs. W. As Mrs. W moves through the garden, she likes to have snacks to eat. As you come through the gate, there will be the peas. And if she's working in here, we did have to put a few tomatoes in here, just so she's got something to munch on. Now, in all seriousness, we couldn't fit every tomato that we needed into the polytunnel. This tomato plant you see here, Mrs. W thought she would buy. Now, there is some confusion here because I'd completely forgotten that I thought I'd treat her to some Corps de Boeuf tomatoes. They suddenly turned up midway through April. She didn't realise that I'd ordered them. I'd forgotten, so she bought this from a garden centre. Now, it's the same style of tomato, except it's called Gormanston, and it's a yellowy colour and not the red colour, so be interested to see what happens with that. And that's something that myself and Mrs. W do like to do. If we're going to try something new, we tend to see it somewhere else and think, okay, we'll buy that and just see what it's like. Then we'll find the seed the following season to actually grow it ourselves, or even better, as we're doing more and more of lately, saving our own seed from tomatoes, provided they're not F1 varieties. This one here, this is a mystery tomato. We have absolutely no idea what it's going to be. Back in early February, when we put our video out and we were sowing our peppers and chili peppers, we suddenly saw that in one of the pots something looked very like a tomato. So clearly the seeds had been mixed up a little. I believe they were Premier seeds. I'm not really having a go at them, that could happen at any time. But we were intrigued just to know what tomato that might be. It looks a really healthy plant, so if you want to find out what it is, do make sure you subscribe to the channel. It could be anything.
Could be a new variety.
Could well be brand new to us. Then, of course, she had to have 2 red cherry tomatoes. There's one at each end, because she do love to munch on those. Wherever she's working, there will always be something to have to eat. Predominantly, though, what's going on in here are our peppers and chili peppers. The chili peppers are going to go this side, and the bell peppers, sweet peppers, they will be on this side. Of course, what we have done, well, actually what I've done, I've come in here and I've given the greenhouse its annual dressing of compost, and just like the polytunnel, it's got mushroom compost on it. Now, hopefully after our video with a bonus tip about taking the tips out of your plants, you have something that looks like this. There's no longer just a main stem growing, it's got multiple branches coming off it. And that will lead to more production of your fruits.
This is our new variety of chili, Buena Mulata. It's supposed to be a metallic purple colour fruit, so I'm quite intrigued by this one.
It looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
And I've never seen them with these sort of black tinged leaves.
No, and the stems are quite dark as well, aren't they? So.
Yeah. Just like when we did the tomatoes before, we're going to water the holes first and let that drain away, because that will encourage the roots to actually go down to find the water and not stay near the surface. When it comes to chili peppers or sweet peppers, the distances, they want to be around about 18 inches apart. That will give them plenty of room to grow and give you the harvest that you want. In this greenhouse, of course, what we don't have are the crop bars like we've been provided with in our Haygrove polytunnel. So everything in here always has a stake. It's a different way of doing things. You can see even the tomatoes that Mrs. W put in earlier, they have a stake on them. Now this has been potted on since it was first grown from seed, and we've actually used a mixture of the fertile fibre, leaf mould and worm compost from our worm composter. It's done really well.
It really looks a lovely, healthy plant, doesn't it?
Yep, I'm really pleased with those this year. Some of the best pepper plants we've raised in many a year.
Yes.
And then all we need to do is to pop it into place. And you can plant that quite deeply, right up to its first leaves. And then all we need to do is to pop that in there like so. And then we will just use a piece of jute string to tie that to its stake. So next, something new for us. These are Cornish Onions. And you can see that already starting to produce their fruit. So hopefully, something we don't have to wait very long for. And these produce like gherkin type.
They're a tiny gherkin.
Yeah.
Quite a bit more crunchier than traditional gherkins, and you harvest them small, and you should get lots and lots of fruits from them.
There's already many on here.
Yes, yeah. I think they're called Cornish Onions de Paris is the variety.
Now, just the same as everything else that I plant up in the undercover spaces, we've made the hole and it's been pre-watered.
Nice root system.
Yeah, they've developed really nicely, haven't they?
Yes,
so let's pop you in there, and then we shall just fill around it, backfill, and firm it in. And then we're going to need to give this something to climb up, and because of the way this structure is here, which Mrs. W has used in the past to grow our cucumbers, we're going to pass some strings horizontally along there for those to grow up here at the back of the greenhouse. Your overwintered plants. Now, these already have flowers on them, and that is the big advantage. If you can overwinter your plants, they'll get fruit earlier. So the plants that we have like this, they will give us harvest really quite soon compared to the ones that we've put into the borders. But the good thing is that you get these harvest earlier. A bit later on in the year, you then get these ones. So a word I love to use, continuity. You get plenty of harvests. Now, when you do want to plant these out into your borders, you want to plant these at the same depth as they were in the pot, because they've been used to growing at that depth. They've already been planted deeply once before. Now I've made a hole large enough to take this, and it's been watered. But what I have done, I've just put a little bit of our compost in the bottom there, because it's been growing in this pot in compost all year, well, I say all year long, all autumn and winter long. So just to give it a bit of a boost as it goes in there, that's a really good idea. So let's have you out of there. It's got a lovely root ball, and it would have done because it grew all that last year. So it is ready to go. So let's put you in there. And then we'll just backfill around it. Firm it down. And she's ready to go. Now, of course, all of these plantings are dependent on your climate. If you live in a cooler climate than we do, we garden in Zone 9A here in our Norfolk, Norfolk garden, you may need to wait. But if your climate is now right and you're getting the right temperatures, and I can see by our thermometer here that this greenhouse was a little under 9 degrees last night. These will be fine here. But until they actually reach 10 degrees or more overnight, what I will do is close the windows and the door so that the heat stays in here. They should settle in really nicely. They're looking lovely plants, and they have been hardened off, just like the tomatoes in the last video. You can see that we've now added the bottles to the top of the stakes, so that our eyes are protected at all times and we don't end up poking those out. Now, the next thing that I want to be planting out are our beans. I have 3 types, and as with a lot of plants that you transplant out into your plots, it's a really good idea if you can transplant them on a dull day when it's not too hot. Today is such a day. It's actually really quite nice. It's about 15 degrees outside, but it's a day of sunshine and showers, so there's a bit of cloud cover about. That just means that the sunshine won't take all of the moisture that you're going to put on those plants to help them settle in, and they'll settle in quite nicely as they get going. One thing I did just want to say is that this coming weekend, myself and Mrs. W are actually at the Malvern Spring Show. So you'll be watching this on Thursday, and if I don't actually reply back to you immediately or within a day or so, I'll apologise in advance. I will reply to you. As I say, we leave Friday and we're not back again until the Monday, so it's going to be a bit awkward to be able to answer all of your comments. But do please still leave us a comment, because we'll really enjoy reading those when we get back. This is a borlotti bean. You can see just how quickly they become established. We only sowed these right at towards the end of April, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're probably just over a week old. But the temperatures are such in our Norfolk, Norfolk garden that they're going to be fine. So we'll just pop this in here like so. These are borlotti beans, and we want them to be here all year, so that by the time we get to October, late October, they'll have formed their beans and the pods will have dried out. And then we shall pick those off, remove the beans, and we shall store them. Really valuable food. So next I want to plant out our Cobra climbing French beans. And you can see here why I favour growing these in these deep root modules. They get a really good root system and they're just ready to go. And all we need to do then is, just like the others, just pop them into there. Try to plant them so that they're slightly angled towards your structure, so that they will quickly establish and get a hole and start to climb. Next is our old favourites, the runner beans. And this one is a variety called Lady Di. Has beautiful red flowers and really lovely long slender beans that are slow to actually get a bean in them. So let's get those in and away. This is the same variety, and you can see the leaves have gone a whitish colour. The plant is perfectly healthy. Quite why it's done that, or whether it's a rogue seed, I don't know. If you know the answer to this, do drop us a comment and let us know. And then last of all, this variety, White Lady. Been growing this for years. And these have white flowers, but just like the Lady Di, they grow really nice long stringless pods. They are very late to actually get the beans inside them.
And the beans inside are white as well, aren't they?
They are, yeah, they are. And a bit later on in the year we shall leave some of these on here so that we can actually save our own seed, because when you've got your own seed you do find the germination results are far better. So in you go in there, and that'll be our White Lady underway. A really good way to get your children involved in growing, and in our case grandchildren, is to start some bean seeds off in a plastic container, because as you can see here they can actually see it germinate as the days go by, and the way it sends its roots down, and once it's sent its roots down it's now sending up its leaf, and they can keep an eye on that every day and see just how it's growing. All you need to do is just cut off an old plastic, I think this was an old lemonade bottle, wasn't it?
Yeah, put a few holes in the bottom, didn't we?
Yeah, put a few holes for drainage, plant your seed, and they can see that grow away. You can see the leaves now, they're going to start pushing their way up to here. It's great, you just keep it on the windowsill and they can look at it every single day and see the seeds development. And when the time comes, you can plant them out into their final positions with those young, lovely gardeners. And they'll begin to appreciate just where their food comes from and how it is grown. It doesn't just come off the grocery store's shelf. So that is everything planted for May week 2. Now if you enjoyed this video, do please leave us a like. That would be much appreciated. And if you've got value from this video, do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you can continue to get our vegetable gardening tips and hacks throughout the year. And while you're there, do leave us a comment. Let us know what you're growing, the varieties of peppers that you're growing this year, the beans. Let us know what varieties you're growing. And I know that many of you have subscribed to our channel this year. You're new to our channel and we thank you for that. And I've seen a lot of comments where people have said, oh, I'm building myself a bean arch just like you. So let us know how you're getting on with that. As for the peppers, if you want to get a heads up on how myself and Mrs. W managed to overwinter our pepper plants here in the UK, then watch this video next. Have a great rest of your gardening week and we shall see you very soon.